had 3 goals going into this tournament. Hit a Meregali sweep, a kimuraplata, aka tarikoplata.
We get a very, very strong finish.
And a knee drive to mount. The sweep I'm talking about is a yoko sumi gaeshi from Lasso that was coined as the Meregali sweep when he hit it on Cyborg in Worlds a few years ago. He's got a video on BJJ Fanatics too showing it with Bernardo Faria. The kimuraplata and knee drive to mount are parts of the Kimura system and the dynamic pinning system from Danaher, but I didn't hit either of those, so we won't get into that. But I did manage to hit the most secret special move ever, the move of legends, the move of the one and only Tainan Dalpra, the GATOR roll.
That's Jason Bourne.
I first saw Tainan hit this at Euros this year, and then I went to the IBJJF Asian Championship in Japan later this year, and he taught us how to do it at an Art of Jiu Jitsu seminar. Anyway, here at a small local competition called BJJTour in Santa Cruz, California, I did 3 matches total in the lightweight Master 1 division and got first place. This comes a week after I competed at Master Worlds in featherweight and got second in a 37-man bracket after 5 matches. I have some commentary videos on my channel right now for those matches as well if you want to check those out. The match you're about to watch is my first match of the day at BJJTour, which at the end brought me to 54 tournaments and 210 matches at Blue Belt. Since it's a smaller local competition, I strayed away from my A game in order to work on new techniques. Here, I was able to hit 2 Meregali sweeps, so I accomplished my first goal. I didn't hit the other 2 techniques I was looking for though, but I did get to work a whole lot of other techniques I've been training. All right, let's get right into it. When we start the match, I'm immediately looking for double sleeve grips because I'm gonna pull into a scissor guard so I can get a lasso on my right side. I keep my arms extended to get him to grab my sleeve so that I can get my grips, and then I pull. He actually ends up just falling into my closed guard, which I don't want because I don't really know how to do anything from closed guard, and my goal is a Meregali sweep. So I keep my grips and open my own guard while stepping on the hip so that I can throw a lasso on my right side, and then actually extend the lasso in between his legs as a butterfly hook. This is why it's called a sumi gaeshi. I use my left leg as a de la hiva hook temporarily for extra control while I get a collar grip with my left hand. Then, just like Meregali says to do, I post my left foot on the ground, pull my knee to my chest to make him float on top of me, and dump him over my right shoulder. I let go of the lasso and post my right hand to come up on top in this split position and get my 2 points. I shift laterally to my right for a knee slide, getting a collar grip with my right hand, and then weave my left arm through his knee shield, blocking his bottom leg. Danaher shows this shin slice in his half guard passing DVD in the clearing barriers section, and he says to put your weight on the opponent's top leg and take short choppy steps to start beating the knee shield, which is exactly what I do here. I could continue to north-south here, but instead I want to work this side smash position to get mount. Meregali was actually showing us this concept at Renzo Gracie in Austin earlier this year when I traveled there. When you're beating the knee shield from half guard or reverse de la hiva, you can actually back up and just step over their top leg to smash it, and you have several options from there. Either mount, which is what I do here, or do a GATOR roll like I'll do the next time I get this position in this match. In order to mount, you'll want to lift the opponent's tricep to make space to insert your inside knee to their hip. Felipe Andrew taught us this detail in London at a seminar when I was there after Euros for the IBJJF London Open at the gym London Fight Factory with my friend Billy. Since I passed the guard and mounted, I get 7 points total. 3 for the pass, 4 for the mount, which brings us up to 9 points total so far. I keep a crossface and post far while crossing my feet under the hips to maintain the position as my opponent bridges a few times. I try to dig an underhook with my left arm because I'm going to try to either take his back or arm lock him, but we're almost out of bounds and I don't want us to accidentally get reset to standing in a scramble, so I turn us and start crawling back towards the center of the mat. I did a similar thing at Master Worlds where I tried to drag my opponent back to the center of the mat while in topside control, and my coach Caio was yelling at me telling me I didn't need to do that.
That's fine, Josh, you don't have to drag him.
Which is accurate. I dig for an underhook again, but since I can feel him bridging, I give him space and I sit to a technical mount because I want to try to take his back. This is again something I wanted to work from the dynamic pinning section of Danaher's half guard passing system, but I haven't actually drilled this, so I didn't get the correct upper body grips. My opponent gets a scoop grip under my left leg, and I momentarily think I can get a mounted triangle from here, but there's way too much space and it's getting really sloppy, so I just stand up and reset. We double pull here and I come up for the advantage point. BJJTour follows IBJJF rules, so the athlete that comes up on a double pull gets the score. I feel like he's looking for a double ankle sweep, so I keep control of his right sleeve as I look at the scoreboard and take a moment to decide how I want to pass. His left foot is just a short ways away from headquarters, so I pass that leg to the outside, grab his collar with my right hand to shuck him towards a knee slide, but since I feel him point his hips back to his left, I use his momentum to shoot in for the leg weave / side smash position again, just like at the beginning of the match. I keep an underhook and crossface, and I keep his top leg trapped and pin his shoulder blades. And then this is where the fun part happens. I could go to mount again from here just like I did earlier, but this also happens to be the same exact position that Tainan showed us to set up the GATOR roll. First, I control his bottom pant leg while staying heavy on the hip. I switch my right hand to a top collar grip. This is because I'll need this slack in order to have enough space to roll. And then I do the most important thing, which is shift backwards towards my heels low on his knee in order to create the space to rotate. Then, keeping my grips, I roll around the hips across my shoulder blades, letting go of the pant grip when the rotation is complete so that I can shift all the way to north-south and make another grip with my left hand.
Nice.
The ref gives me 3 points for the guard pass, which brings the score up to 12-0. Remember when I said I wanted a kimuraplata?
We get a very, very strong finish.
Well, I start setting that up here by bringing my right shin over the opponent's forearm as I try to place a kimura trap on his left arm. He's able to turtle though, something that I'm still trying to figure out how to prevent, but I drive him back down with a body lock and then switch to a seatbelt. I try to throw my bottom leg over his arm first as I sit back, which is another detail that Mendes showed us at the same AOJ seminar in Japan with Tainan. They actually showed it when the opponent power props on the elbow because there's a nice Ushiro Senkaku, Japanese, or reverse triangle from there. I'm not able to trap the arm though, so instead I get traditional back control with a collar grip, seatbelt, and 2 hooks in to score another 4 points, which brings the score up to 16-0. I initiate a sliding collar choke, but I don't have a proper grip with my left hand on the other collar. I was trying for the same setup that I finished in my semifinals match at Master Worlds the previous week. I had crossed my feet to trap his upper body so that I could apply more pressure, and he traps my ankles and starts to hip in, trying to ankle lock me. As we learn on day 1 of back control in jiu-jitsu class, you're not really supposed to cross your ankles on the back unless you have a good reason for it, because of exactly what my opponent is trying to do to me right now. To be honest, I did feel some pressure on my ankles and momentarily thought, wow, that would suck to get tapped right now. But it was at the wrong angle and I was aware of his reaction, so I didn't feel it as a threat. I do, however, turn onto my left hip to relieve the pressure on my ankle as I hand fight a bit more for better grips, and my camera just topples right off the table. Luckily though, my good friend and teammate Phoebe was also competing on the mat diagonal to me and literally just finished her match right before my GATOR roll. And while she was literally still mat side with her forearms burning, she starts filming my match, which perfectly overlaps for the exact moment where my camera was knocked off the table. Thanks Phoebe, you're a real one. All right, and now back to the moment where my phone drops off the table, which we can also see here from Phoebe's angle. I'm hand fighting a bit more for the choke, but see there's a minute left in the match, so I let go of the grip so I can try some other stuff. I get double lapel control and move him back closer to the center of the mat and try to hop over the top arm for a quick arm bar. I've never drilled this, but in the moment I was remembering Tainan Dalpra doing something maybe slightly similar in one of his Japan matches that I filmed, so I figured I'd give it a shot and just see what happens. It definitely did not work, and my opponent turtles, so I get collar control and kneel on his hips for a moment to figure out my game plan for the last 45 seconds.
No, he has an objective.
He starts trying to spin out, so I rotate with him to maintain control over the turtle and insert a hook to get back control again. I really want the Ushiro Senkaku, Japanese, so I throw my top hook over his arm and start trying to lock a figure 4. But I'm really sloppy, so he's able to heist to his knees. I self-frame on my right arm to keep my legs in front, and then establish grips and immediately look for the lasso control again to hit the Meregali sweep for a second time. This one is much smoother than before, and I land in this split position again with one of his legs pinned. I'm not exactly sure how to pass from here, and I'd like to figure that out, because it seems like it could be simple. I could probably just shuck his top knee through and go to mount. If anyone knows a pass from here, let me know in the comments. I get 2 points for the sweep, bringing the score up to 18-0. I shift laterally again for a knee slide, and in this moment, I'm thinking of a shin slice over the top leg that I saw Phoebe actually do in training. I've never drilled it though, so while attempting to replicate it, I just kind of hop over the top of the legs to a knee on belly position. My collar control is loose since it's on his top collar, and he turtles, so I go back to his seatbelt as the match ends. I was really happy with this match because I was able to work a lot of techniques that I've been training back at Caio Terra Academy the past few weeks. To recap, here were all the scoring moves. The first Meregali sweep for 2 points, side smashed him out for another 7 points, bringing the score up to 9-0. Advantage for coming up on the double guard pull, side smash to GATOR roll for another 3 points, but no style points, getting the score up to 12-0 with 1 advantage. Back control for 4 points, getting up to 16-0 with 1 advantage. Second Meregali sweep for 2 points, getting up to 18-0 with 1 advantage. And then the final advantage for neon belly without stabilizing the position, bringing the final score to 18-0 with 2 advantages. In this competition, I ended up doing 2 more matches for gold, winning the semifinal 2-0 against a really tall and strong competitor. That's what I get for competing in lightweight. And then an ankle lock in the finals. I'm excited to head to Sao Paulo now in 2 days to compete at the IBJJF Sul-Americano in Master 1 lightweight and keep sharpening my technique. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more content like this. See you in the next one.